What up, y'all? I'm back at you with another video. Today I kind of wanted to speak on like when the narcissist comes to hoover you, they will they may have just some hello type starts to this conversation. Anytime you've been away and no contact from the narcissist and they get at you, you got to look at it like it's a hoover or a heat check for a hoover. They're heat checking you, kind of like, you putting your hand on the stove to see how warm it is. If it burns you, you're going to stay away. If it's cool, you might come back to it, And so you want to be, I guess when it comes to heat checking, you want to burn the hand. I don't know. Anyway, so that's a lot of times when you just see them and they say hello or they contact you. You should be no contact. We all know that, but some of us or some of y'all aren't. And so regardless, you got to keep in mind that you're going to have your good days and your bad days. So there's going to be days where you're going to be much stronger about turning them away. And you know that they come back on days when you're vulnerable. You're going to, maybe a little bit, more down or going through something or whatever. They kind of seem to happen to know. I mean, you'll hear a lot of people talk about that. Like, our sixth sense is our intuition and reading people and, as far as protecting ourselves and their sixth sense is reading people to destroy them. So, but I wanted to talk about just a couple of things, and one thing that's going to happen, you want to say as little as possible. If you could just look at them, don't say anything. That's the best thing you could probably do, or smile. You want to be happy around them because it bothers them. But they're going to say things about y'all's relationship, your love life with them, and try to get you. They call this baiting. They're going to try to get you to feed into it, and that would be during this heat checking. Typically is when I've seen this. A heat check can be something where they say hello and you kind of turn them off and you walk away. But or something, they could send you a text or something or whatever, phone call, a voicemail, whatever. I think in most cases, no response is the best response, but sometimes you feel compelled to respond. And your best thing is really no response, because anything else is going to be, it can be baiting. Stepping into the baiting. So sometimes people will respond with, just, you could say something like you're over it or something like that. But you're walking yourself into something that's not good. It's almost like you're kind of baiting yourself for more dialogue with them. You don't want any dialogue with them because they're very good at what they do. And this is the area where they're best at. You're not going to defeat them when it comes to, Hoover conversations and stuff. Your best bet is to say little and, to not pay any attention. Things that if they try to project, belittle, you kind of don't accept that energy and respond very little. No reaction. But baiting could be like, them saying, well, you never cared about the relationship. And that's one area where they really bait people in this platform. So be careful, because that's what this whole video is about, is when they come at you with a hoover or a heat check. That's what they're going to say. Something along the lines of is that you didn't care about the relationship, or that, you never cared, or, you never loved me, or you were over before it was over, anything like that. Don't walk into that. That's a bait. That's baiting you. They're going to bait you before you know it. You're going to be in another relationship with them. So that's my whole point today. A lot of times your mind will send you the good thoughts and they try to release those traumatic thoughts as much as possible. So when you see them or whatever, things pop up in your head about them, a lot of times you're, kind of dwelling on some good thought. But 95% of the time it was bad things. Okay. And with those percentages, as you can go anywhere and get better than that. 95 to 5, 95 bad. I could get better than that at the street corner. So the other thing is if you always talk about karma, you always talk about reaping what you sow, you always talk about, man, when are they going to get theirs? Well, every time that you engage with them, you're staving that off. You're stopping that from happening, from occurring. The best thing you can do if you want them to reap what they sow and to get their karma or whatever is, a lot of times, you and I think that they have a bunch of people in their harem ready to take up that next spot. 4 or 5 good sources, right? And that's what they want you to think, but a lot of times that's not the case. The reality is they're lucky to have one in there. Okay. You maybe their last ditch effort if you've been around away from them for a while, and you've refused them and blocked them and refused them and told them no and did not accept their hoovers. Okay. They could be completely out of supply. So if you want to, not that we don't care about what the narcissist is doing, but for anybody that does feel like that, they need to be more responsible for the things that they've done to you that were evil. Well, if you stay away and you're their last lifeline, this is what happens, is that's why they get with people all the time, is because they don't want to look at themselves. They don't want to go inside. And when there's no people around them, there's no sources of supply, they are forced to go inside. Okay? And that is their ultimate karma. That is their ultimate reaping what they're sowing. To look at themselves for the evildoer that they are, for the monster that they have become. To see what's really inside them, And, when you keep saving them, of course you're blocking it, you're catching some of it, but you're also distracting them. And that's what narcissists do. They always have around people because they are distracting themselves from themselves. I mean, just think about it. If you were a narcissist, would you want to look at yourself? No. Heck no. So that's what's going on. And they also feel the injury because they are afraid of abandonment. So when you continue to stay away from them, refuse them, they get hit with that abandonment again. And it hurts them. So all the hurt that they've given you, all the cheating on, lying, and stealing of your time and your resources and hurting your heart, just give it back to them by just not saying anything. I do believe that it's best not to look at their eyes if at all possible. I don't know if y'all saw that Johnny Depp, Amber Heard thing, but remember he said that he would never look in her eyes again. Eyes kind of are the windows to the soul. And, I think that they get a lot from looking eyeball to eyeball from them to you. They can read a lot, and maybe that's where the enemy can see you. And I don't know how much that it can hurt your soul, but there's some sort of energy that comes from the eye, right? So if you can avoid eye contact at least a little bit, it'll shield you. And It'll keep you more impenetrable. It'll quench those fiery darts from the evil one. Okay? Woo! And so, anybody that ever wants to see a piece of hell, man, you just unmask a narcissist, man. And I'll tell you, there's no hell like the hell you see under the mask of a narcissist. I think that's all I'm going to get at today. Like, subscribe, give me a thumbs up. Stand tall, soldier up. Peace out. Love y'all.